Hey there guys, Mark here. I hope you are well. In today's tutorial, we're going to be making a flat braided paracord dog leash. This one is quite simple. We have a snap hook, a flat braid, a handle, and a decorative knot. So first, let's take a look at the supplies, then make our own. When it comes to supplies, we're going to need either a snap hook or a carabiner to attach our leash onto a dog collar. To braid our leash, we need 3 pieces of paracord. For a 3-foot leash, our cords should be 14 feet long each, so about 4.2 meters. To form the handle and to tie the decorative knot, I recommend using a tying tool such as a marlin spike or a fed. Scissors and a lighter are our final 2 tools used to cut and melt our cords. Let's begin. This is how I set up my project. I take a piece of paracord and I tie the 2 ends together. This creates a continuous loop. I place the loop onto a door. I attach my snap hook onto the loop. Then I feed my 3 cords through the snap hook. I make sure that all of my ends are of equal length. So these 2 ends, these 2 ends, and these 2 ends. Then I can begin braiding. Braiding this leash is super comfortable. We're going to braid a 3-stranded flat braid using 2 strands at a time. Take the left pair and pass it in between the other 2 pairs. Take the right pair, pass it in between the other 2 pairs. And again the left pair, pass it in between the other 2 pairs. And the right pair in between the other 2 pairs. And the left pair and the right pair, and so on. So the technique is quite simple. All we want to do is get a consistent width for our leash. So keep braiding until you use up pretty much all of the cord except for 2.5 feet. After braiding all but about 2.5 feet in each of the pairs, I'm going to continue by forming the handle. I take my 3 pairs of strands, so the end of the braid, and I fold it over itself, like this, to form a loop. Each pair of strands is going to follow a pair in the braid. So this one here is going to follow this one of the same color, going under here and under here. This one is going to follow this one here, so the red follows the blue under here and under here. And the blue one is going to follow the red pair under here and under here. So each pair follows a pair in the braid. Let's start with this pair going under here. And this pair follows this one under here. And the last of our pairs follows this one here, traveling under here. This completes a single tuck with our strands. Pull on each one to get a more consistent look. We're going to do a second tuck for a bit of added security. So again, we start with this pair here. We follow this pair under here. And the next pair, this red one, follows the blue pair of strands under here. And the blue follows the red pair under here. So this time I'm traveling under 4 strands. Now, firmly pull on each pair to really lock it in. We're now going to continue tying a decorative knot over this part here to hide it out of sight. For the covering knot, we pick up all 3 pairs of our strands and we line them up, one pair next to the other. Then we wrap around 2 times around our leash. Once and twice. We take our first pair of strands here and we weave through our wraparounds, going under a pair, over a pair, under a pair, over a pair, under a pair, and over a pair here. This way we went under 3 times and over 3 times. Under, over, under, over, under, over. Take the next pair and do the same sequence, starting under the previous pair of strands that you used. So under the previous pair, then over, under, over, under and over. Take your final pair and do the same thing. So the same sequence, starting under the previous pair that you used. Under, over, under, over, under and over. So again, 3 unders and 3 overs. Under, over, under, over, under, over. Now on the left, we continue taking a pair, passing under the next pair of strands, like this, and traveling alongside the pair on the left, going over, then under, over, under, and over on the right. We then pick up the next pair of strands, which is now traveling over 4, so over 2 pairs on the left. We pass under our next pair of strands, and we follow the pair on the left, going over, under, over, under and over on the right. The last of our pairs, again, travels over 4 on the left, so over 2 pairs, then travels under the next pair of strands, which we have already used, and comes alongside a pair of strands on the left. We follow this pair over, under, over, under and over. Our final step on the right is super simple. We take a pair and we continue following the pair on the left. So this pair follows this one, going on top here, passing under here, over here, so over 2, then under 4, so under 2, over 4, so over 2 pairs, under 4, so under 2 pairs, and here on the left, over 4, so over 2 pairs. Take the next pair of strands and repeat. So continue following the pair on the left, going under here, so under 4, then over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, and finally over 4 on the left. The last pair does the same. We follow the pair of strands on the left. So we follow on top, going under 4, so under 2 pairs, over 4, under 4, over 4, under 4, and over 4 on the left. We now need to finish up the ends and tighten up the knot. Our ends travel over 4 on the left and double up the pair on the left. Then we pass under our knot all the way to the right. So under here. Like this, effectively doubling up this pair on the left. Take the next pair, which again travels over 2 pairs, so over 4, and doubles up this pair on the left. Then we pass under the entire knot to the right. Like this. And our final pair again travels over 4, so over 2 pairs, and doubles up this pair on the left. Again, traveling under the entire knot to the right. This completes the tying part of our knot. Now we begin tightening up. We begin here, where our strands come out of our back braid or splice. We run the slack through the entire knot, keeping our strands neat and parallel. Pull the excess slack into your ends and continue with the next pair, again coming from the splice. Again, pull the slack into your working ends. And the next pair of strands, again, coming out of the splice, and bring the slack into the ends, tightening up your knot. Now this knot requires probably a single more pass of tightening. After tightening up our covering knot, we trim the ends as close to the knot as possible. Roll the knot under a plank to even it out a bit. Finally, that's our leash. A flat braided leash with a loop and a nice looking covering knot. Guys, I hope that I made this tutorial clear enough and that you were able to make your own leash. Thank you for joining me, consider supporting the site on Patreon, and I'll see you next time.